Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm in the shop. It's a Sunday. My daughter's watching Wreck-It Ralph. I'm going to show you how to replace spark plugs on a 2006 BMW 325 Ci. Just like this one here. Now I already started on this. I was diagnosing some issues. We're going to put a cabin air filter in it. Had lean codes, and well, that fell, but anyways, if you have a BMW with a lean code, check the intake boot. These are super common. So we're going to replace that. And then it has a misfire on cylinder 4. I swapped coils because coils are no problem. Stayed on cylinder 4, cylinder misfire sometimes. Went ahead and pulled the plugs, and I found that they are still Bosch BMW. These are still the OE plugs. Thing has 157,000 miles, 150-some thousand miles on it. BMW recommends, I think, like 80,000 miles, somewhere around that, to replace them. So they haven't been replaced. So I kind of put everything loosely back together. I'm going to show you how to get to the spark plugs, take the coils out, what I use to get to the spark plugs. And I'll show you what we're going to put back in it, because I'm not a big fan of the Bosch Plus 4s. If you want OE, that's what you get. But regardless, the first thing you're going to want to do, you don't have to take this cover off here. So first thing we'll do is take your oil cap off like that. We'll just set it aside, put it right there. All right, and then your cover, this should have them too. This didn't have them, but there's gonna be these little covers over the screws. You can see them, you can see like the outline on them. So to get those off, take a pick or a little screwdriver. There's a little recess in it, and you're just gonna pop it up to release it like that. And then once you get that one off, and there's also one right back there, there's gonna be 10mm nuts on these studs. One there, one there. They're not very tight. Go ahead and spin those off, and once those are off, this cover will lift up off the studs, and then you can take it out of the way. And then right here is going to be all your coils set up just like this. Just imagine the remaining 5 having them. I was going to put spark plugs back in it and do it that way, but we'll take the spark plugs out. All right, so to release the coil from the plug, first thing you want to do is release the electrical connector. Take this tab and just pull it up. Be kind of gentle there. They're kind of fragile. And as you pull it, you'll see that the plug will push out. If you can watch, let me get closer. All the way up, just like that. So as you pull this, you'll see how it pushed the plug out. So we'll just push that out of the way, and then don't grab by this and pull, because you'll probably break this retainer off. Get on the sides, get a little wiggle, and then you'll pull it straight up and off. There's no screws or anything holding the coils in. It's literally just pushed down on the plug, and then your plugs would be down there. So we got all the coils off. Now the best thing I found is, I believe this is the gear wrench. Well, I know it's gear wrench, but it's a magnetic spark plug socket with a 3-inch extension on it. It's a swivel, but it'll fit down about flush, and then take a little 1-inch extension, and then you can get to all of them, especially the one back here that's on the other side of that stud. And then just use a ratchet and say hi.
Hi.
All right, now we got all the spark plugs out, coils are out, everything's good there. We'll be running these NGK Iridiums. They are the 6418s or BKR6EIX. I did notice the original first plugs I got were wrong, but always compare, make sure they're the same length. The other ones I got were literally probably a ½ inch longer than the ones I pulled out, which that wasn't going to work. But before we put these in, we're going to check them. I wrote down over here on the dry erase board, spark plug gap 32 thousandths. So we're going to check them, and then they're all going to get torqued to 23 foot-pounds. That's for the 2006 BMW 325 Ci. All right, so on these, what you want to do, you can use one of these, which is what I'm going to do, but let me set the camera up here somehow. Anyways, you can use this to try to slide in to make sure your gap is good. You don't want to do the old like copper trick where you put it in there and you start wedging to open your gap up. You literally just want to, well, all right, hold on a second. All right, set it down. So we're gonna take the plug. We want 32 thousandths. So there's 30 thousandths, so a couple. So we're literally just going to try to stick it in there. We're like 27 or so. So we'll flip it over. And just do that until we get to our 32 thousandths. A little bit more. All right, now do that with the remaining 5. All right, we got them all gapped to 32 thousandths. Now we're going to use just a touch of anti-seize on the threads. Then we're going to put them all hand tight into each cylinder. All right, and by a little bit, I mean literally like just a dab of anti-seize, like so. This is number 6. We're going to put it in, hand tighten it down, and then we're going to torque it to 23 foot-pounds. And as you're torquing it, it's gonna feel like it's changing, and that's because this washer here is actually crushing down. So we're going to go until it hits 23 foot-pounds. All right, got them all in hand tight. And now, you can see it, 23 foot-pounds. Now we're going to get through and torque all 6 of them to 23 foot-pounds. That one's good. All right. Got 5, getting ready to put the last coil in. So we're going to put it down in there. Maybe so you can see. And then it's going to feel like you've bottomed out. But if you press it a little bit more, you'll feel it actually seat down on the plug. And then with the little cam gear all the way up, push the connector on, and then you'll see how it helps when to bring it down. Just like that. Now we're going to put this cover back on. Slide it back. Well, not really challenging with one hand, but all right. Got over that stud there. I can feel this stud back here, so now I'll get the nuts. Put the nuts back on and just snug them down. There they are. Put one right there, and these are 10 millimeter. All right, got our 10 mil. Then we're literally just going to snug them down. There probably is a torque spec, but snug. Then we'll get the one in the back. Now we're gonna put the little covers back on. Just like that. We got our oil cap. Put it on. Make sure the wording, BMW, make sure it matches. I'm OCD about that stuff. Like I want it to look proper. All right, guys, so there you go. Spark plugs, which you can see these are really, really nasty. Plus they say Bosch, BMW, couple numbers, but no actual like Bosch part number. So we know those are OEM, 157,000 miles, way overdue. So I can't start it right now to make sure that it actually fixed the misfire. I'm pretty confident I did move the coils, nothing changed. Being that they're way old and the plugs look like that, they need it done regardless. So we still have waiting on the intake hose to come in. Then we'll get this buttoned up, get the air filter back in it. I have a set of the grills coming because these are all broken and loose, so we're going to put a new set of those in. Like I said, here's your gap 32,000s, torque spec for the plugs, 23 foot-pounds. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comments, questions, concerns, comment box down below. See you guys next week.